In the shadowy world of Cold War paranoia, the CIA initiated one of the most controversial programs in US history, Project MK-Ultra. Launched in the early 1950s, this secret program aimed to explore the manipulation of the human mind. From mind control techniques to hallucinogenic drug experiments, the scope of MK-Ultra left a lasting mark on society. Today we explore the origins, victims, and chilling legacy of this dark chapter in American history. MK-Ultra wasn't a singular experiment. It was a massive program involving hospitals, prisons, universities, and unwitting participants. From the infamous LSD experiments to more obscure psychological manipulation, the CIA was determined to find ways to control the human mind. But the most chilling aspect, many of the participants had no idea they were part of it. The CIA officially shut down MK-Ultra in 1973, but countless documents were destroyed. While we know some details about the program, the full extent of the experiments remains shrouded in mystery. Today, many ask, did the program really end, or did it simply evolve under different names? Was MK-Ultra truly terminated, or has its legacy continued to shape modern psychological operations? Could mind control techniques still be influencing events today? The Cold War was a time of intense global paranoia. The US government feared that the Soviet Union, China, and North Korea were experimenting with mind control techniques, especially after reports of brainwashing during the Korean War. In response, the CIA launched MK-Ultra to explore similar methods, hoping to weaponize the human mind. MK-Ultra was built on the foundation of earlier CIA programs like Project Bluebird and Project Artichoke, which investigated psychological manipulation. These programs were designed to develop interrogation techniques. But MK-Ultra took things further, exploring more radical methods of controlling the mind. One of the most disturbing aspects of MK-Ultra was its use of unsuspecting individuals as test subjects. Many participants were not informed of the experiments and suffered long-term psychological damage. From prison inmates to psychiatric patients, the experiments caused irreversible harm. How far was the CIA willing to go to gain control over the human mind? What does the fallout from these experiments say about the ethical limits of Cold War-era intelligence programs? One of the most infamous aspects of MK-Ultra was the CIA's experimentation with LSD, a powerful hallucinogenic drug. The agency believed LSD could be used to control minds or break down resistance during interrogation. But the results were often unpredictable and catastrophic. MK-Ultra's LSD experiments targeted not just prisoners and psychiatric patients, but even civilians unaware of their participation. The CIA conducted covert tests on US citizens and one of the most tragic cases involved one of their own scientists, Frank Olson. Frank Olson's death has become one of the most enduring mysteries of MKUltra. Officially, he died after falling from a New York City hotel window. But many believe he was murdered by the CIA to cover up his doubts about the program. His family continues to search for answers to this day. Was Frank Olson's death a tragic accident? Or was it a CIA cover-up? Could other deaths linked to MKUltra have also been concealed? One of the most controversial figures in MKUltra was Dr. Donald Ewan Cameron, a prominent psychiatrist who conducted brutal psychological experiments as part of the program. Cameron's work in Montreal, Canada, involved patients who were subjected to extreme techniques without their consent, including electroshock therapy, sensory deprivation, and drug-induced comas. Dr. Cameron's experiments were part of his theory on psychic driving, where he believed that wiping a patient's mind would allow for personality reconstruction. His patients, many of whom had come from minor mental health issues, were instead subjected to horrific abuse. Cameron's work left lasting psychological damage on many individuals. Years after MKUltra was exposed, victims of Dr. Cameron's experiments sought justice through the Canadian courts. Though the US government admitted to funding these experiments, compensation has been minimal. And many survivors feel that the full truth of what happened in Montreal has yet to be revealed. How many lives were shattered by Dr. Cameron's cruel experiments? Could his work have influenced modern psychiatric practices? And what does this say about the lingering legacy of MKUltra? Although MKUltra was officially terminated in 1973, many believe its techniques and objectives have continued under different guises. From psychological warfare to mass media manipulation, some argue that the seeds planted during MKUltra have grown into new forms of covert influence over society. Modern psychological operations, or PSYOPs, include the use of disinformation, mass surveillance, and subtle psychological triggers to manipulate public perception. Some argue that mind control techniques pioneered during MKUltra have evolved into more sophisticated forms of influence in the digital age. While there is no direct evidence of MKUltra continuing under the same name, government programs like Operation Mockingbird, which involved infiltrating media organizations, show that controlling public perception remains a priority. Some theorists suggest that modern mass surveillance and the manipulation of social media algorithms are extensions of MKUltra's objectives. Could the techniques developed during MKUltra still be shaping the way we think today? Are modern tools of surveillance and manipulation a continuation of this dark legacy? In recent years, new allegations have emerged suggesting that mind control techniques are still being used today, particularly in areas like national security and psychological warfare. Some whistleblowers claim that advanced techniques, including neurolinguistic programming and subliminal messaging, are being employed in ways similar to MK Ultra. One such case is the alleged use of psychological operations during modern military conflicts. Critics argue that some methods used to break down enemy morale or influence public opinion are eerily similar to the experiments conducted during MK Ultra. While these claims remain speculative, the history of covert psychological programs and the lack of transparency from intelligence agencies make it difficult to dismiss the possibility. The US government has a long history of keeping secret operations under wraps, until decades later. Is mind control still a tool in the intelligence community's arsenal? Could we be living in a world where the techniques developed in MK Ultra continue to shape modern warfare and national security? MK Ultra remains one of the darkest chapters in US history. A reminder of how far the government was willing to go in its quest for control. Though officially ended decades ago, the ethical questions raised by these experiments continue to resonate. The legacy of MK Ultra may be far from over. While MK Ultra may be a relic of the Cold War, the techniques it pioneered continue to influence modern intelligence strategies, psychological warfare, and even political manipulation. The full extent of its legacy may never be known, but its impact on society is undeniable. Will the full truth behind MK Ultra ever be uncovered? Or will the shadow of these mind control experiments continue to haunt modern society? What do you think? If you found this investigation eye-opening, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into government secrets, psychological operations, and unsolved mysteries.